New York has a higher percentage of residents living in rented homes than any other state. Both landlords and tenants should make an effort to understand its rules surrounding leases and evictions. We're eForms, the world's largest online database of fillable legal forms, and in this video we'll discuss how New York's rental laws work, ways the state rules stand out, and provide an overview of the eviction process. With so many tenants to fill court systems, it's imperative to have an airtight lease agreement in New York. To get started creating one that you can customize to fit your situation, click the link in the end of this video. Let's begin by considering how New York's rental laws work. If you're a tenant or a landlord and have a question concerning some aspect of a lease, the rental laws probably shouldn't be the first place you would look. It should be the lease agreement that you signed. The vast majority of decisions about a given property come down to what the landlord and the tenant have agreed to. The state's rental laws come into play in a few ways. First, they shape what lease agreements are permitted to contain. There are some terms that even if a landlord and tenant agree to them, a court won't enforce. Second, they can help make things clear if a part of a lease is ambiguous or missing. And finally, they establish rules for how leases come to an end, including the eviction process. Before we dive into specifics, one quick thing to keep in mind. The rules discussed in this video are mostly those that apply to the entire state. If you're a landlord or tenant in New York City, there may be special additional rules to follow. Check the links in this video's description for more information. So, what are some aspects of the rental laws that make New York stand out? One is the number of disclosures that landlords are required to make to tenants. Leases in the state must contain significantly more information about the property and the tenant's rights than those in other states. New York leases must disclose allergens present on the property, the status of its sprinklers, the unit's policy on smoking, and more. For a complete list, check out the link in this video's description. What about security deposits? Unless the property is for seasonal use like a vacation home, landlords can require a security deposit of no more than 1 month's rent. Security deposits also must be returned to the tenant within 14 days. If the landlord wants to be able to deduct money from the deposit for repairs, there must be opportunities for the tenant to inspect the property at both the beginning and the end of the lease. As for late fees, rent in New York is not considered late until more than 5 days have passed from the specified due date. If a landlord plans to charge a fee for late rent, it can be no more than $50 or 5% of the rent, whichever is less. In terms of eviction, New York, like other states, requires that landlords provide tenants with a notice to quit before proceeding with the process. A notice to quit is a written document given to the tenant stating that there has been a violation of the lease and that if it's not fixed within a certain time frame, the lease will be terminated. If the issue is failure to pay rent, the landlord must provide the tenant with 14 days to pay or leave the property. For all other lease violations, such as failing to keep the property clean, the landlord must provide the tenant with 30 days to fix the problem or leave. New York has some of the most extensive landlord-tenant laws of any state, but neither landlords nor tenants need to feel intimidated by them. Click the subscribe button for more videos to help you understand related legal issues.